Are you kidding me? Now all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
What?
This is not fair.
Oh, I thought divorce was your brightest idea. What happened?
Hey man, nah, this is getting wild now, yo. Giselle probably thought she was set for life, but what she didn't know is that Tom Brady has learned from the GOAT. He said, this guy right here has yet saved another life. Hakimi, Tom Brady, we are taking notes. We are learning. Keep it up, man. Stay safe out there, boys. Take care of your mamas. That's all that matters, because this is starting to get a little crazy, man.
Their timing is so perfect. You'll see 3/4 of these guys that are getting divorced out there. You'll see that women have analyzed and they've seen that maybe from your earnings, this is the highest you've earned so far. And when they see that curve starting to drop a bit, or you're about to retire if you're a basketballer, and all that, they want half of whatever you've worked for. They'll cash out.
Niggas be so quick to let me take you on a trip. Let me take you on a trip. Pay a bill.
Tom Brady has to be the smartest man alive. I'm sure many of you guys know that this man recently went through a divorce with his ex-wife, Giselle. And when Tom Brady's wife filed for this divorce, she demanded that Tom Brady give her half of his property. For those of you who don't know what the property looks like, this is what it is. And his greedy ex-wife is demanding for half of this multi-million-dollar mansion. But the only problem with this is Tom Brady doesn't actually own the multi-million-dollar mansion. When my undisputed GOAT King bought this property, he got it registered in his mother's name. So technically, Tom Brady's multi-million-dollar mansion isn't even owned by Tom Brady. It's owned by his mother. Also, can we acknowledge how greedy Tom Brady's ex-wife is for wanting this mansion? This wasn't the girl who was getting sacked by 6'6" defensive linemen for straight. Giselle did not win 7 Super Bowl rings. She also did not single-handedly carry the Patriots franchise for 20 years, and to demand half of Tom Brady's property is absolutely absurd. I understand that you guys had a family together and you helped him raise his children and whatnot, but at the end of the day, this lady was not throwing for 5,000 passing yards and 50 touchdown passes every season. Some greedy people in this world, my God.
Men know this about women, that a woman would marry you today and 4 years down the line divorce you and take half of what you've worked for. So, he just took the initiative.
The court notified me that my final decree of divorce has been approved by the judge. I know that it sucks being alone. I come home and I'm alone. I go everywhere alone. I don't hardly talk to him anymore. I don't blame him. I filed for the divorce. So I'm sure people are wondering, well, you filed. Why are you so upset? Why are you crying? Just because you make a decision that you think is going to end up making things better doesn't mean that you have to give up the fact that you love that person or that you did it because you were trying or whatever. I've never met anybody like him, and I've never loved anybody like him either, but I don't want a divorce. I still am very much in love with my husband.
When they file for divorce, they want to see you struggle financially and struggle to be in relationships. They don't want you to move on. They want you to be stuck because in their mind, they were like, oh, you know what? This stuck is not going anywhere. Let me cash out. The moment they cash out and they see that you move on and you start making more money than you used to and you become more fit than you were, you work on yourself so much and that hurts them. Because in their mind, they were like, you know what? He's stuck. And I don't want him to see him go any further than this. And then the moment you turn out to be great after divorce, it hurts them so much.
I don't have a house to live in, and he just bought a $600,000 house.
Okay.
I find that a problem. Where did he get the money? It's not listed. He says retirement
The question
plan.
today is, what price should the house be sold at? We went from 560 to 545 to 530 without any offers, and now there's an offer for 480,000.
Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, there were some people that came to the house, and I couldn't even find out who they were in my house. They were looking for documents. I know they were. I can't prove it. But you can ask Miss Belusic, because I called her. I recognized a truck that had driven up to my house, asking about a truck that my husband supposedly owned, but my daughter owned it. So I don't know. Maybe you can add some information to this, Bruce.
Okay, what is
What?
the price that you think the house should be listed at now?
Well, given that he won't do any repairs and he won't do the landscaping to the house is not worth much in this market. I have tried to come to an agreement with him to change the percentages on the sale of the house, but he won't budge. I personally think that the percentages for the sale, I want out. I want to be completely rid of my ex and his control and his harassment. It's been nothing but harassment in this court. And I had asked you before I signed the divorce, would I have to play this game that he has before me if I sign this? How many times will I be in the court? And you said, well, if he has a legal situation. So here I am, harassed by Mr. Haas. So
Okay,
I
so
would like,
we had
I
the-
would like
okay,
to
wait,
get
just wait a
this sold.
second. So back in December of last year, so about 11 months ago or so, there was a divorce decree signed, and we had procedures in here to sell the house. The house is not sold yet, and
I know.
that's the issue today. So what
But
are you saying the value of the house is that it can be sold at?
Well, the mediated settlement and the agreement at that time was that the house would be listed for 700 and something thousand, with the fact that Mr. Haas and Jasmine picked out that price because they insisted it could be sold for that. So everything within the agreement of the mediation was based on the sale of the house being at 700 and something thousand. So what I would have earned out of the Utah property percentage was put to the house here. So of course, as the price of the house goes down and down and down and down, because Mr. Haas will not do anything to the house to improve the value of the house, I'm being forced to keep to those percentages that are not fair. So I ask you, in fairness, that the house, I can deal with the house being sold. I can go with it. It was, they came to a price. I had nothing to do with this price. It was worked out behind with Mr. Haas and whoever. But I can sell this house to the investor, but I think the percentages of what is coming from that should be increased on my part.
Why can't she renovate the house? I mean, she should do some repairs and renovate the house. And she should do some landscaping to it. Why is she putting everything on him? She's probably the one that even initiated the divorce. He didn't plan on selling the house, putting the house on the market. So it was her who caused all this. And now she starts pressuring him that he should do something
I'm
about
not
the
a
house.
feminist. I can actually cook.
I'm a feminist. Watch me cook.
Come over and join their team in the ST racing.
Remember this, girls. None of you can be first, but all of you can be next. Woo! Be assured. Woo!